que yo solo quiero escapar de la rutina y de la enfermedad, del postureo. Yo rapeo por necesidad, lo demás solo salseo. La fama no fue un deseo, te la regalo sin miedo, te puede devorar. Vivir con ansiedad es angustioso, pero prefiero ser un loco que un pretencioso. Y me dicen, Tony, no seas humilde. En un mundo de ego ser gilipollas sirve. Y es triste, pero real. Mira ese chaval posando en un Cadillac que ya ni puede pagar. Es lo que tiene abrazar la dictadura del like. Yo hago siempre lo que debo como Spike. Ay, quiero escapar y no sé dónde. Llévame al monte donde los monstruos no me encuentren. No quiero volver a vivir bajo una máscara. No quiero volver a temblar bajo las sábanas. Dame más, dime que me llamarás y abrazarás al subir el mar y arrasar la ciudad. Me llevarás a nadar a Cayo Jutías, donde fuimos libres y eternos por un día. Solo queremos ver el mundo arder. Todos mis héroes están muertos y no van a volver. Fuego, fuego, contra la multinacional. Contra el cuartel general. Un sistema irracional. Muera la tradición, lo colonial. Rimando barras, barrote y asperezas. Suenan guitarras, no es pop barato. Lo sabe todo el mundo, no es ningún secreto. Novato, no se me ha subido, ya se me subió en bachillerato. Cumple el contrato, págame o te mato. Crecí en el sindicato, ni esquiroles ni chivato. Piezas del Cami del Nova, siempre criterio. Me amamantó una loba, luego fundé un imperio. Transito el hemisferio como un corsario. Quiero vivir sin horarios, escapar de este cautiverio. Quiero escapar y no sé a dónde. Lejos de tu pose, de tu coche que no eclipsas a letras de Monger. Clásico como la Converse. Y que le jodan a la fama. Y aunque estoy llenando en tu ciudad, en Bogotá y en Londres, yo solo quiero que me ates a tu cama, escúpeme en la cara, tatúame unas llamas, miénteme hija de puta, dime que llamarás, baile de máscaras, bajo la luna, el fuego camina conmigo, querido David, te debemos una. Solo queremos ver el mundo arder. Todos mis héroes están muertos y no van a volver. Fuego, fuego, contra la multinacional. Fuego, fuego, contra el cuartel general. Un sistema irracional. Muera la tradición, lo colonial. Los auténticos jefazos. Estoy en el Los auténticos jefazos.
Bueno.
No miento, sin ti todo es invierno e incierto. Solo hay tristeza en mi cuaderno despierto.
Ok, esto por aquí. Vale, voy a quitar la música. Y voy a enseñar una pelea de ayer que me encantó. La grabé, estaba off stream, pero la grabé en la Play. Intentando, hice varios tries. Hice como 40.000 tries contra Atlas, ¿no? Fue una pelea muy difícil, de muchos intentos. Tuve esta coach. Nada, no lo podía hacer. Me sacaba bastantes niveles, 11 niveles. Y el truco está un poco más atrás. El truco está un poco más atrás, en las esferas rojas, ¿vale? Hace un área el enemigo con una espada gigante. Entonces era imposible de timear para mí. Meter en la esquiva justo en ese momento era muy complicado. Entonces las esferas rojas lo que hizo fue que cuando me metiera la espada lo evitaría, ¿vale? Evitaría todo ese daño que te mata de un golpe. No me acuerdo si vamos a ver, yo creo que no es de tiempo a ver cuando mete la espada, ¿no? Porque se va a recuperar de esta. Y vamos a tener que bajar otra vez la barra de stagger. Y vamos a ver ahora mismo la espada, ¿no? En breve. Tabletero, ahí lo vemos, ¿no? Bueno, esto con las esferas no me hace daño. Y antes estaba muriendo siempre aquí, porque el R1 justo para esquivarlo es muy difícil, tío. A timear esa espada, por lo menos para mí. Y no había forma justo de, con ninguna habilidad, para mí, de todas las esquivas que tengo, de conseguir que no me diera. Pero bueno, conseguí hackear el bicho, básicamente. El bicho es durísimo. Pues bueno, fue una pelea divertida, cuanto menos. Para la gente que dice que el juego es fácil, que se pulsa solo un botón, que el modo accesibilidad, y están diciendo que el juego es una mierda porque tiene un modo accesibilidad que funciona, que con solo un botón puedes hacer combos, vale, pero esto no está en modo accesible, esto está en modo normal. Y vemos como es un combate que requiere cierta habilidad. La gente dice muchas cosas sobre los combates de Final Fantasy XVI, no sé por qué, por odio, por chorradas, imagino que por hablar, porque vivimos en la época de rajar de todo, ¿no? Este combate es difícil. ¿Por qué? Pues porque las pociones no solo... Las pociones solamente y comiendo daño no valía solamente. ¿Vale? Tenías que pues, pensar un poco más, porque hay algunos bosses que te los puedes pasar, pero este es el inicio de cero todo el rato, ¿sabes? No es como los de historia que tienes intentos y que guarda como sabes, no, aquí tienes que hacerte los días. Y este fue, después de 2 horas intentándolo ayer por la noche, pues conseguimos hacerlo. Mira, joder, este será mejor, me gusta más. Y nada, quería enseñarlo aquí porque lo hice off stream. Y como hice off stream, quería enseñarlo, ¿no? ¿Qué pasa, Caro? ¿Cómo estamos, tío? Mientras lo enseño, voy a hacer cositas. Recuerdo de Vietnam, sí. Quiero que lo veas para que te sientas orgulloso, Arcano. Siéntete orgulloso. Pero bueno, el truco estuvo en las esferas, ya te digo. Las esferas fue el momento top, ¿sabes? Al final no es tan importante las barras de arriba, ¿vale? O sea, las barras de nivel que yo tenía 4, ahora lo que he hecho es mejorar todas las habilidades para poder hacer este boss bien, porque dije, yo creo que cuando ves, mira, ¿ves? Justo 0 de daño me ha hecho. 0 de daño, ¿sabes? Justo gracias a las putas esferas, tío. ¿Sabes? Gracias a las esferas, 0 de daño. Entonces, claro, yo no podía esquivármela de otra forma, tío. Entonces, bueno, pues la setup fue la que fue. Y no salió bien. De cine. Nada, muy bien. Pero me tuve que comer la cabeza te digo, porque fue loquísimo, tío. Fue loquísimo, me tuve que comer la cabeza muchísimo, pero bueno, lo que hay. Lo que hay. Es lo que hay, macho, no hay más. A ver, cercano, ¿dónde estás, cercano? A ver, silenciar. Putitas. Silenciar, te paro el stream este porque no quiero spoilearme contigo. Es muy adelante, cabrón. Eres demasiado bueno, tío. Eres demasiado bueno, tío. No quiero spoilers. Bueno, ahí lo tengo para subirlo luego a YouTube. Quería enseñarlo, quería guardarlo aquí para la posteridad. ¿Por qué me moló, tío? ¿Cómo quedó la cosa? Ahora tengo mismo ese setup. O sea, el setup que tenemos ahora mismo de la build es un poco que a lo mejor no me funciona para todo, ¿no? Digamos que en las habilidades esto ni siquiera lo pillé, ¿vale? O sea, no pillé... Esto sí que está al máximo. Lo que hice fue maxear las habilidades de daño, ¿no? La de las esferas, sin dominar, obviamente, pero maxear esto, las habilidades importantes. Esta la maxeé, esto lo maxeé. Esto también, sin dominar, obviamente. Y lo que no metí fue O sea, lo que no subí de nivel fue esto. La superación, ¿vale? La superación la dejé ahí. Que se podría hacer de otra forma, ¿eh? A lo mejor sin... No hace falta Ramu. No hace falta Ramu. Pero bueno, esto hace mucho daño, los rayos del juicio, y quería meterlo siempre. No hace falta Ramu. Intenté varias builds para matar al enemigo este. Como por ejemplo, maxear esto para meterlo en Ramu, porque no quería tener la habilidad de daño. Y por ejemplo, iba solo con la electrosfera. Luego me di cuenta que lo importante que era esto, ¿no? Los orbes candentes. En fin, los orbes candentes para ese tipo de habilidades que son muy difíciles de timear, yo creo que son OP y es un hacker, básicamente. Básicamente es un muy importante. Vamos a ver qué tal me va ahora, matando a los enemigos de normal con esto, pero bueno. Sin más, sin más. O sea, al final, habilidades con mucho stagger, la idea de los rollos del juicio que me pasó al Gano, y se hizo bastante bien cuando metí esto, ¿sabes? Fueron 3 horas de morir, de seguir muriendo, muriendo, hasta que le metí esto. Y con esto, tío, la primera, sin usar pociones. O sea, a lo mejor usé una o dos, ¿sabes? Eso fue, eso fue. O sea, sin más. Y tengo que mejorar ahora todo esto, porque claro, me quité cosas de aquí. Por ejemplo, la estocada la puedo dominar. ¿Qué pasa si la dominabas? Simplemente el alcance. Estocada si la quiero dominar. Vale. Digamos que tuve que reiniciarme todo y plantearme de otra forma diferente, ¿no? El combate y... Así que a lo mejor ahora hay que cambiar, los whips, porque justamente era para ese combate, ¿no? Pero bueno.
Ah, Clive. Have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh, my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying. He is. The big baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right. Brilliant.
Están felices.
A new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kupka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him. With my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations
El puto
shall
misterio de
continue.
mito,
Thank you. It means a lot. Right.
Hay que hablar con este señor porque también hace mucho que no hablo con él, Que no le doy historias.
How good it is to see you,
Memorandum,
Clive.
a ver cuántos
I have
niveles tuvimos.
compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them.
A ver. ¿De verdad?
I have quite the
nivel
find for
4,
you today.
Vale.
What subject shall we consider today?
La verdad que lo de Apócrates debería de tenerlo todos los final, tío. A partir de ahora, todos, tío. A ver, ¿qué más tenemos por aquí? Nada más. Bueno, voy a teleportarme a la entrada. Porque paso de dar la vuelta, tío. ¿Sabes? Vale. Vamos a ver con otro. Hugo Kupka is dead. He's fucking dead.
We're seeing troops amassing at every
No,
port.
no.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something? Just spreading the word. So, the professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right.
Vamos
I
allá.
should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
Misiones disponibles en la lista de Gaute. Vamos allá entonces también a hacerlas. Gaute.
Fancy a look at the list, do you?
Vamos a ver.
Here you go.
Justicia implacable. Ah, mira, hay 2 misiones. Vamos allá. Lost Wind.
Good day to you, Sid.
Shortwood spin. Oh, the crystals.
¿Y qué venden aquí? ¿Hay algo nuevo? Imagino que será alguna
Haven't
chorrada.
much, but you're free to look.
Los entresijos de la guerra. Esto para farmear no está nada mal. Pero bueno, en nueva partida plus hay otro mejor. Se pueden generar 2 con eso. Si me quedo corto, pues me quedo. Píldoras heroicas. Rellena la barra de límite durante 33 segundos.
You're always welcome here in Lostwing.
Me la suda.
Hello, Sid.
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite, as always. I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
Go on.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot, rustling.
Vale, esto viene rápido porque si no, tío, no
My
avanzamos.
people fear it may be no more than a surfeit of nerves. Understandable, given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your...
Of course.
Excellent.
Son misiones opcionales, hay que leerlo rápido y listo. Vamos para allá. ¿Qué dice misión? Justicia implacable. Bueno, ve primero la de arriba y luego ya me teleporto abajo, ¿no?
Right.
Mejor.
Let's see what the people of the village have to say. I'd
Vale,
better find out if this is just nerves or something we need to take more seriously.
Vale, aquí hay uno.
Do you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods.
Sombras
No,
sospechosas.
but I've heard something.
Where was that?
In Lorbert's pub. Was out, for it ran back here as...
I see.
Vale.
Seems Lorbert's pass is our best bet then. What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate?
Vamos allá.
Yeah!
Cerca.
You there.
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape!
Black shields. Here.
The hell are you doing here? What is it to you? Not that we give a damn. All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
Está curado, Listo.
Why were they here? Were they planning an attack on Lost Wing?
Vale, hay que informar al tío. O sea.
Good day to you. See.
It's all but spent. The crystals we get from the table.
Clive.
I found some black shields hiding.
Black shields. Though they serve another master now. And it would appear the pack has finally caught the scent of its prey. Damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. And bite back.
I'm sorry. You're going to... Who did the black shield serve now? And why would that...
Because I want him.
Who?
The former Lord Chief Justice of
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lost Wing?
I was a member of the judiciary once.
Anda.
So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. A means of ridding himself of his rivals. A mask to hide his response, however, was rather more visceral. And he faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him and slit their throats myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lost Wing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause
Joder, pero la misión
is
está
the same.
opcional, ¿no?
We are comrades, and our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin,
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him
¿Eres
first.
Nakama? Soy Nakama.
My friends and comrades, it begins. Make ready for war.
Lander, que te puedo enseñar algo. Lo enseñé al principio del stream, pero ya que estás, te lo voy a enseñar. Fue el combate más increíble que has visto en la historia, tío. Vale, espera.
I'm not going to change his mind.
Espera. Ayer estuve como 3 horas dándole, ¿sabes? ¿Dónde está lo de las capturas, tío? Ah. Espera, que yo no me acuerdo, debo enseñar. A ver. Son 5 minutillos. Me saca 11 niveles el bicho, ¿sabes? Y estuve 3 horas dándole para matarlo. Me mataba todo el rato. Después de le baje la barra amarilla y le pegue, vas a ver por qué. Pero gracias a que esta habilidad que le puse nueva, le puse una habilidad que es de esferas, le meto a mi build. Y digamos que le puse una habilidad que son esferas que te protege contra ciertos ataques. Y gracias a eso pude salvar ese ataque que no era capaz de timear bien. Ni esquivar bien. Entonces cambié toda la build que tenía y con eso pude ganarlo, ¿no? Me sacaba 11 niveles. Y le fui pillando, timeando. El Carlos también estuvo conmigo ahí viendo una media hora conmigo, estuvo también. Y la verdad que este combate fue increíble, tío. Que luego hay gente que dice que solo con un botón se puede ganar. Bueno, pues esa gente me puede comer la polla. No, la que tú no, la gente que lo dice por internet. No te lo digo a ti, se lo digo al mundo. Ahora se viene el tajo. Tengo las esferas puestas. Y gracias a eso voy a poder sobrevivir al sable. Te mata de un golpe, tío. Pues el R1. Aquí hubiera muerto. Pero tengo las esferas. Me hace 0 de daño. O sea, 0 de daño. Gracias a las esferas esas. Y hay que justo tirarlas cuando va a hacer eso, porque si no estás muerto. Estoy muerto porque tengo nivel 34 y el nivel 45, ¿sabes? Este combate es la hostia, tío. Y estuve toda la noche y dije, no me voy a dormir hasta hacerlo, tío. Y estuve como 2 horas y media, 3 horas dándole. Hasta que vi lo de las esferas, tuve que cambiar toda la build alrededor. Y... pero vamos. Aquí yo lo tenía más que estudiado, ¿sabes? Aún fallaba cosas, pero el combate ya lo tenía más estudiadillo. Y estudiaba, por ejemplo, al principio, me movía con el R1 hacia la izquierda, ¿no? Hacia la izquierda tiene la espada, pero si te pones justo al lado del escudo y R1 hacia la derecha, defiendes mucho mejor y quedas en una posición mucho mejor, por ejemplo. Cosa que no sabía al principio, ¿sabes? Si hacía R1 pues para el lado que más me apeteciera en ese momento. Tabletero, me tiro las esferas y me hace 0 de daño justamente en ese momento porque tengo las esferas puestas. Este combate para mí me encantó. Ojalá ver más combates así. Aparte es un combate que aunque te mueres, tienes que hacerlo desde el principio. Los de historia, ¿no? Los de historia tienes como fases y si te mueres apareces con la vida del enemigo un poco más bajada. Aquí no. ¿Sabes? Sí, es mucho de Final Fantasy XIV. Tiene mucha cosa de MMO. De cosas telegrafiadas, de movimientos y de cosas que, ¿sabes? Tiene mucho, tío, de Final Fantasy XIV. Y tiene un combate muy interesante este juego, tío. Pero que muy interesante, la verdad. Y yo que soy un noob y hago las cosas como puedo, ¿sabes? Imagínate esto, ¿sabes? Un tío que ya le pilote mejor que yo. De ahí me como este ataque, por ejemplo, ¿sabes? ¿Por qué? Pues... claro, tú sin esas... que en estas esferas, tío, los potis no te dan, porque llega un punto en que te quedas sin pociones. Y siempre me estaba quedando sin pociones. Pero gracias a las esferas estas, me recibían mucho menos daño, ¿sabes? Y así lo pude lograr. Porque si no, no lo hubiera logrado, tío. Y a lo mejor voy con 10 niveles y voy a la par que él, a lo mejor me he costado menos, pues posiblemente. Pero bueno, yo lo jugué cuando me pusieron lo que quería hacer cuando tenía la movida. Y lo vemos como me lo cargo tranquilamente. Pim, 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 pim. Con el sable. Y así fue. Pero este combate, te digo, fue una larga noche dándole, ¿sabes? Esos últimos 5 minutos de una larga noche. Decidí grabarlo porque la Play 5 tiene un tema de que te puedes grabar hasta X minutos atrás. Creo que como media hora, ¿sabes? Y dije, va, grabo los 5 minutos. Y listo. Pero bueno. ¿De dónde está la otra misión? A ver. La otra side. Aquí. Pues la verdad que el combate fue increíble, tío. Es que la gente, tío, a veces, tío, lee algo, ¿sabes? Vamos a tirarle mierda. Bum, 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 bum.
Gone, just like that. And without so much as a by your leave.
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice.
Esto lo voy a pasar rápido, lo voy a leer yo y lo voy a pasar rápido porque si no, tío, todas las sides estas.
But I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short, loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers.
Vamos a buscarlo.
I'll see what I can do.
¿Y tú en casa ya?
Surprised
Bueno,
that
claro,
he
son
was
las
off
8,
somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work.
All right.
No es por lo del pan vive el hombre. Pues quiero que me dé más combates de esos, tío. Creo que son 30 de cacería. No sé cuántos llevaré, pero son 30. Entonces, vamos a ver combates chulos por ahí. Por el tema de las cacerías. Es lo que te digo, en el modo historia pues tienes muchos intentos y cuando revives, te revives con todas las pociones y además no revive con toda la vida, o sea, no sale con toda la vida el enemigo. Entonces es más fácil la historia, ¿no? Y nueva partida plus porque voy a hacer 2 runs. Este es el run tranquilo, el chill, y luego el otro run va a ser el run difícil. Este va a ser el run haciendo todas las sides y completar todo lo opcional y luego ya el modo historia pues lo pasa, nueva partida plus iré directamente a la historia, ¿no? No sé si será tanto cinemáticas o lo que sea, pero en este quiero completar todo y quiero verlo todo y hacerlo todo. También veremos los cacerías en nueva partida plus para ver qué tal son. Así que bueno, vamos ir viendo. De todas formas, nueva partida plus, aún le queda para que llegue yo a eso. Pero vale. Porque son 80 horas, 100 horas hacerlo todo, la historia y las misiones.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I? Certainly not a baker. Master must... Time was the sight of the fang used to calm my nerves.
Ah, pues lo siento.
But now look at her.
Por romperlo todo.
I take it you missed the mother crystal.
I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin. But I know she was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. I love her. Now she's gone. What am I supposed to do? I ask her.
¿Qué consejo se le aprendí de panadero? Expresa tus sentimientos, nunca olvides el cristal madre, céntrate en el trabajo. ¿Qué le pongo, tío? Expresa tus sentimientos.
Perhaps you could express yourself in your work. If you miss the fang, maybe you could recapture it somehow.
Recapture it? You know, you might just be right. I have to get back to the bakery, right?
Misionaca, ¿eh?
Suppose you won't be needing
La misión que acabo de hacer, la otra sí que tiene chicha, ¿eh? Se le ve que va a avanzar. Seguramente evolucione la historia. Ese sí que tiene buena pinta, tío. La de la venganza del otro, tío. Ese sí que está guay. A ver qué pasa. Tengo ganas de ver cómo sigue eso. Bueno, tu panadero ha llegado.
No, I worry.
Master,
I dare.
just look. A steeple. True. And look inside. Master, I have found.
Well, if it tastes tough as. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally. I don't know how you did it.
Hemos salvado el mundo otra vez. No solo de pan vive el hombre. Vale. Esto... Mapamundi. Vamos, Mapamundi. Nos vamos por aquí. Cogemos la misión principal y seguimos con la historia. Me mola que hay como valles donde puedes hacer las opcionales y no te van saliendo el tuntún. Está muy bien hecho, tío. Y como valles donde te sale, mira, tienes 2 verdes, hazlas. Y aparte siempre son así, 2, 3 verdes. Está bien, tío. Me mola eso. ¿Qué me queda aquí para conseguir la siguiente recompensa? A ver.
How may I help you today, Clive?
40, meteorito. Y luego 715, la medalla de prior.
Hasn't been delivered yet, I'm afraid.
750, 5 meteoritos. Y luego 715.
All done?
Vale. Una recompensa de mierda, también te digo, los meteoritos que se pueden comprar, tío. En serio, tío. ¿Por qué me metes meteoritos, tío? ¿Por qué me metes putos meteoritos, tío? ¿Por qué, cabrones? Otra cosa, un rollo de música. Un rollo de papel para fumarme un tremendo burrito. ¿Será arriba o abajo? Abajo.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Señores, déjame pasar, tío. ¿Por dónde es esto, tío? Por ahí. Tiene que ser por aquí, por aquí, por aquí. Por aquí, por aquí, por aquí, por aquí. Por aquí, por aquí, por aquí, por aquí, por aquí. Vamos, Smith.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Vamos a ver a tu padre muerto, venga. Vamos.
All right, Clive?
¿A quién te recuerda esta chica, tío? Tiene un estilo muy marcado, ¿eh?
And I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen.
Enterprise!
The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the
A mí
air.
que me cuenta, no soy científico, tío.
And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Diseño de la grepa. Habla con Blackthorn. Vamos allá. Mítico truco para no dar vueltas por la guarida. Está muy bien los paseos, están muy bonitos, pero yo, tío, no sé qué quiero decirte, tío. Yo prefiero teleportarme. Es lo que hay.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Hell with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though. And I'll need help. Get Gavin-Otto in here, will you?
All right.
Listo. Hemos salvado el día.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, hasn't she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand coat in the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, we can get this over with.
Tengo que decidir un poner encima. Yo voy a ir a...
You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
Gap. Gap es majo.
Gav, you're with me.
All right then. So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Dalamil. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back to.
All right. I'll meet you by the river. While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supplier. Take care.
You two, eh? Don't go letting them fleece ya.
Fleece me? I'd like to see him try.
In your own time.
A ver, ¿tengo algo nuevo? No hay cartas. No, no, no. Hay que irse. Pam, pam, pam. Vamos, Ambrosie.
Looks like I found the river. Where's Gav?
Faster!
¿Qué pasa, Gap? Hola, mijo. Hola, mijito.
Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's plans to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless.
But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
El río dan ganas de meterse.
Race, yeah?
Recoge polvo estelar. Esto es lo que tenía el amigo de Feijóo, ¿no? Guardado. En el barco. Polvo estelar, ¿ves? Me encantan las misiones de recolectar polvos, tío.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me.
Me pone. Por aquí no hay, pero por ahí sí. Ah, qué bien. No veo más. Ah, mira. Ahí. Vale. Listo.
That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
Cinco polvos y acabamos.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat?
Bueno. No está mal.
Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you.
Qué bueno dar. Amistades peligrosas. Bueno, ¿qué?
Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead.
And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy? Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs.
Hay que estar atento a las cartas, es que también dan quest, ¿eh? Cuando llegue una. Bueno. Hagámoslo.
Blackthorn. Got everything you need.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You know, it beats sneaking around on your Todd all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Listo. Misión cumplida. Pum.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Tenemos recompensas nuevas. Hay que ir. Como es que de camino ya pillamos que la recompensa es meteorito, pero bueno.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
Give me the fucking meteor.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts? Here you are.
Listo. Ahora este 715 nada, ¿eh?
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Estos mecenas no dan nada, tío.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn's started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
Mi ayudante.
What's her name? Right.
A ver, ¿qué quiere?
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack,
¿Y estas
which
clases, tío, de motores?
disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far
¿Qué me
exceed the
rayan?
displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be
combate.
considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
Ve a la vereda de Lauber. Vamos. Lauber. ¿Desde aquí o desde allí? Yo creo que... venga, desde aquí. Vamos, Ambrosio.
Run like the wind.
Un cofre. Espera.
Thanks, Cal.
Stay down.
¿Dónde se quedó Ambrosio? Desapareció.
Ready, go?
Acelera un poco más, corre más que el veneno que llevo dentro. Y acelera un poco más. Asegúrate, dale freno. Acelera un poco más. Cacho a cacho, gramo a gramo. Entra los malcoches, que mañana no llegamos. La vida en un minuto no pasará deprisa.
Be safe.
A ver.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
Hasta luego, Manola.
Anybody home?
Ah. Un hocus
This
pocus.
must be our unwanted visitor. The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Nada,
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
¿600? ¿Era 700 y pico? Momento valle importante este. Necesitamos ver cómo se crea el barco y tal. Capítulo de contar cosas. Vaya.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
I think Mid might need some help.
¿Creo que ya está todo o qué?
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Ah, uno.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him? See what he makes of it?
Se me había ocurrido.
Right away.
Vamos allá. Pongo aquí en el otro lado. Voy a hacer el mítico teleport de ahorrar camino.
Socrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelisk complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelisk might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
Vale.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive. So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very edible. I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more
Por una
exotic.
tortilla.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will. Until then.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia.
Vale. Norwich. Let's go.
Now, where's Jill?
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled. I won't have you spoiling it.
Are those Papio nuts? Gonna...
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
Huevitos?
How about you look for the Papio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
Up! You'll not find a bruised pippin in the... Fresh cuts!
Compra ajo y nueces tercio.
Any friend of the innkeeper is a
¿Pero
friend
qué
of
vamos
mine.
a hacer? En plan... ¿Una
I trust it's
ensalada
all here.
o un motor? A mí no me queda claro.
How the hell is anyone supposed to have...
Lie, sell, or be gone.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and Papio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool. But before we head back, would you walk with me a while?
Claro.
Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Is there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh,
You all right?
sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And
is how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
Listo. A ver si podemos ir para adelante, joder, porque esta misión de hacer el motor, tío. Joder.
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Quiero irme en el barco
How's
ya.
work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Talia how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me.
Hay que avisarle.
Thank you, Harpocrates.
Que tiene que hacer testing, si no pasa lo que pasa. Claro. Morimos quemados.
Well... I'd better go and give Mid the good news then.
Thanks to Sid.
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Harpocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
Un momento más tarde. No estoy mute. Estarás tú. Estarás tú muteado, perro. Que te calles como una perra. Esto de tener lurkers, tío. Esta hostia, tío. Muy mal, muy mal. Mira, tenemos el motor ahí.
It's finally finished!
Fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
Anda.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off, my gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Aquí se puede, ¿no? En Kick. No se puede.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned.
Okay.
So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in
¿No
case
se te
we needed
parece a la tía del 14?
But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want it to be that.
La tía no, sino la ropa
I don't
y
want it to be
la
just a
coleta.
lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that.
No,
And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
Nada, que esto lo quiero subir a YouTube. Mejor el fin de cuando estamos con el DC.
And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Es una
Aye,
tolilla.
Captain.
Tenemos misiones verdes. Tenemos misiones verdes. Y una misión en la... nave principal.
Ned told me she was building a ship.
Otto, que te den, tengo misiones que hacer. Que te den, puto Otto. Otto. ¿Por aquí? Dice que está abajo. ¿O no? ¿Estará aquí? Sí. A ver qué quiere. Yo no voy a hacer flash, tío, hoy, ¿eh? No voy a hacer flash, mucho que insiste. Me entiendo.
Sid, reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you were mind to.
Let's hear it.
A ver qué quieres.
Well, it's about this a lovely bit of kit, it is. Bunging a solution you want splitting. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this.
Proper.
So what exactly do you need?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do.
Ceniza de
She
boom.
gave me a sample she'd obtained. You pour the blackest blight water. So, I did a bit of reading about where. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin'
Un
bones
rey
of
boom.
King. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
Vamos a morir.
I saw a billet on the hunt board. Would have gone myself, but, well...
Que te ronda anuncios, además.
Balls of flame ain't exactly my forte.
All right.
Thank you, kind.
Vamos a morir contra un puto boom, ¿eh? Un puto rey boom, chaval. Pues usted te abre un anuncio y se encuentra el rey boom. Vamos. Una misión que nos desbloquea una cosa de tablón de anuncios. Increíble. Where is the fucking Ray Boom? Boom, 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 boom. Where is the fucking boom, boom? Where is the fucking boom, 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 boom? Ahora tengo que preguntar por el boom. Ah, bueno, aquí. El perol. Chambreque. El perol. El perol. Elite guías. Y me marca el sitio donde es. Ray Boom. Vale. Está clara. Vamos a coger la otra ya también. De paso. La misión de la carta. Boom, boom. Rey boom.
He cracked the crystal too.
A ver. Hostia, 3. Nuestro herrero está en las nubes. Gracias por lo del otro día, el cuero curtido que la entrevista de Blackthorn le devolvió los ánimos. Vuelve a estar pensando más pensativo de los normales. Vale. Esto quiere decir que vamos a desbloquear algo.
Hopefully it's nothing.
Para
But I should
craftear.
speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Vale. Tribulaciones de un herrero 2. Perfecto. Vamos allá. Tenemos más cuesta aquí, ¿eh? De repente tenemos varias. Algo le pasa a Torgal. Tu can formidable no está estos días. Venga, a verme cuando tengas un trato libre. Pero ven, mendrugo. Vale, que sí, que voy. Que voy.
What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw it.
Vamos. Un hueso duro de roer. Y otra más. Un asuntillo con las fuentes. Promete que me escribirás, trofeo ganado. Lee 20.000 cartas, ¿no? Hombre, Clive, ¿qué tal? Qué raro que se me hace esto de escribirte una carta. En fin, ahora no he estado revisando las cuentas de la guarida y me he topado con un pequeño desajuste. Sí, dejémoslo en eso. Necesito tu ayuda para cuadrarlo. Así que pasa a verme para mostrarte la toldilla y si es cuanto antes, mejor. Perfecto. Dineros. Els diners. Els fucking diners. 40.000 misiones. De repente me mola. ¿De aquí? ¿Cómo está la colección? Manzanas. Los arreos de la ambrosia. El juramento. Y las manzanas de marqueta. Bien. Vamos para allá. Vale, primero. Blackthorn, ¿qué te pasa, tío? ¿Qué te pasa?
Blackthorn. Not really, no. This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on, and you might still be doubting your craft. Even up, perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, he got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well...
And that was?
A sword. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before...
So that's what's troubling you?
Nah. Not troubling me exactly.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers.
That's about the size.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not...
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows.
Vale. Habla con Carón.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Tom?
So you can read. But I didn't say how we're wrong with him. I said something weren't right.
No come.
He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now I didn't like him. Which is why I've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was?
That's what the lawsman seems...
Then maybe this all has something to do with what...
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything.
A preguntarle. Vale, tengo otra cosa contigo, así que... Nada más.
You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want?
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn.
Running around after...
I suppose I am, yes. But I need help.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those which made it nice and easy.
Can you tell me who bought it?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely. Fine. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Delmeckium, and he's got more money than sense, which is reckon he'll still be at the inn in
Thank you, Karen.
Oh.
I appreciate them.
Vale. Ya está todo, ¿no? Pociones, a ver.
Is it business or pleasure? Coin purse weighing you down?
Podría comprar esto, me sobra la pasta, tío. Y... ¿Qué pasta, tío? Pum, y venga. Hala.
It'd better all be here.
Hala.
You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Rollos de música. Vamos a poner un tema nuevo aquí. Into the Mire. Lovely dark and deep.
The nobleman who visited. Was that really Sid's?
A ver qué me cuenta este del perrete.
Lawsman.
He isn't ill.
I don't think so. But she says he's hardly been touching his bones of late.
I rather think she might be right. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for them, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that, if we assume that his newfound magics require addition, it may well be that the Bones Lady Karen is a frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals. As to where one might find a suitable substitute,
I don't recall ever seeing...
And little wonder. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place.
Even so.
Good hunting.
Vale. Cazar ciervos. A tope. Entonces... Busca Lord Ignac. ¿Qué se les tengo aquí? Ah, tengo que ir a... Ya. Ahora con el otro. Por lo de las cuentas. Ahí luego nos vamos a hacer. Tengo que hacer el rey fucking boom boom boom. Buscar al Lord Ignac. Derrotar a los paleontolipes. Y este que...
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Clive.
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Oh, don't make me... A little. Listen. And eat. Sadly,
I can straighten it out. I swear, I'm gonna need help keeping it.
Feel late for that.
There you are!
So let me get this straight. And instead of coming straight, you get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. Well?
Oh, just Martha.
We owe 3 of our money each. Those ledgers were my...
Do we have that much to hand?
No, we don't. And no, you won't. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand...
All right. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. A little something Sid and I set aside for, and I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies.
I'm sure there will be.
But you know how it is with this place.
I know.
Vale.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because
I'd rather Lady Karen kill...
Well...
Don't worry.
Really?
No.
Mapamundi. Tribulaciones de un herrero. Probamos esa. Por ejemplo. Tribular. Si queremos nuevo equipo. Está bien aparte.
Too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Take a sniff.
Now, Dusan, I know you're keen, but do you
¿Por qué no es?
use the good salt? Leave some for the rest of us.
They're saying Drake's fang is gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Calm yourself.
¿Dónde cojones estará? Ah,
My reputation will be ruined.
Calm yourself, Lord.
Pardon the intrusion.
Out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be...
Please. His lordship is going through a difficult time.
Radim! Get rid...
Very good. Would you mind stepping?
¿Qué le pasa al señor?
I'm sorry if I've caused...
That? No. That's just how he's been dispossessed of his luggage, you see.
Han robado. Vaya.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen. A single-edged sword.
Ah, you...
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves...
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of...
Vale.
Faster!
Ah, por fucking bandidos. Esto toma por culo, por cierto. Joder. Joder.
We've got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
Ya está. ¿Listo? Mira todo lo que robaron, cabrones.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be done. All right.
Mira, me mandaron ya para allá. Genial.
I hear I have you to thank. What shall I call you?
Wyvern.
A formidable. Well, White Redeem here tells me.
A few moments of your time.
You're a peculiar fellow.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain...
Oh, Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that. So it was made in the Outer Isles and is used exclusively by the practitioner. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Why, they use whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more.
20.000 veces afilada.
It's the final stone, which is a mineral quite foreign, and that is the key. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the and a far more.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time.
So it is. I am locked in bitter. I am one step ahead of the
And there are many other
Too many to count, but only one is a perennial thorn in my...
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern, may our part... Radim! We must...
Easy.
I think his lordship...
Bueno.
Coming.
A ver qué nos fabrica nuestro amigo Blackthorne.
Trust Uncle Byron now.
Quiero hacer más misiones, pero quiero ir a ver qué me hace. Voy a entregarla primero. Y luego seguimos. Pero quiero ver qué me hace. Aparte, sí, luego ya voy a directamente al boom, 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 beats. Boom, boom, beats. A lo mejor me falta material, ese que se pasa. Puede que necesite más. El de reboom. A ver. No es mucha casualidad que salga los dos a la vez.
You learned something up.
I did better. Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't. One hit and it won't be so bad.
Even so.
I think so, yeah. But there'd be no replacing this little rock one. I reckon we get a dozen swords that the curse breakers wouldn't have. Nah. No point trying to cop up. Finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Just imagine it. I won't make a copy, nah.
I'm sure the curse breakers just...
I've been working day and night since... Hey, I owe you one. August.
You'll be happy to hear.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. You come and find me when you've got...
Right.
A ver. ¿Qué materiales son? Diseño de Excalibur. Has conseguido el diseño de Excalibur. Oh, mamá. Qué rico, papi. A ver, si la puedo hacer ya o no. Tengo el stream en break. ¿Sabes que tengo yo en break? La vida, tengo vida, tengo break. Con el Final Fantasy. A ver. Excalibur. Vale, me tengo que ir a por el puto fucking boom. Y necesito más belicita. No tengo la suficiente. La belicita la venderán por ahí. Porque necesito como 70 y pico. Vamos a poner arma de boom. Pero como no tenemos ya que hacer. Pero primero vamos a entregar el rubí y el... y los paleotipos, esos raros. Se supone que la cuesta estás aquí. Del rubí. De marca. No me la marca. Ay. Ah, vale. Perfecto. Perfecto. Marta.
Clive.
I wasn't expecting, but it seems we still owe you. And though I doubt it's what you...
Toma.
A star, Ruby. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out, I charged that much. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about a bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts and...
Something like that.
Same as always. Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired, probably knew that without his strong arm, Sid may have been the face of the hideaway. But and when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end.
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, and I reckon what he saw in... And don't we all? Do that, and you keep good company.
Vale. Y hay que ir desde aquí a por los antílopes. Muy de chill, ¿eh? El stream de hoy. Llevaré que 1 hora 50.
Good girl.
De tranquis. Hacemos esto. Vamos a por el boom. Mira, justo donde fui ayer. Un poco más cerca.
Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal?
A comer, Torgal. Imagino. Todo lo que sea mejor en números, de que bien. A comer, Torgal. Date un buen banquete, es cabrón.
No.
¿Qué necesito? Velicitas, a saco.
Will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks.
El tío se ha pensado que lo daba desde el streaming, ¿sabes? Y pasa de ti olímpicamente.
You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Puto arcano, tío. Hijo de puta, pasa de entrar en el Discord y hablar, tío. Qué cerdo, tío. Una gentuza. Isabel, Yo estuve ayer hablando con él. ¿No estabas? ¿Dónde estabas, Andeker? Menudo puto. Yo estuve ayer, hablando. Nah, tío, es que te doy que Final Fantasy XVI está por encima de Diablo, de novias, de todo, tío. Aunque bueno, yo primero voy al gym y luego me hago mi vida y luego cuando ya he acabado todo, final. Me gustaría jugar mucho más que era. Pero primero hay que ser persona, luego ya los juegos.
Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me.
Camelarte, guapa.
Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. The man owes me nothing. Nor does my contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and...
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, and for Otto's, for all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son.
Otto had a son.
Otto tenía un hijo.
Long ago. Yeah, and blamed himself for not being able to... I don't know how it happened. Whether there was anything he could have done.
I didn't know.
How could you have? Besides Sid, I've never met a man more an ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded...
A ver, gente enferma arcano hay en todos
The
lados.
stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
En todas las... Hostia, en vista clara no estaba aquí el... Sí, está aquí el... El boom boom booms. El fucking boom 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 booms. Lo que pasa es que no me trae la belicita. ¿Tienen en algún lado belicita, tío? Voy a tener que... que son 50.000 bichos. Farmear fucking belicita, en serio.
All anyone ever wants.
You'll not find a bruised pig. Yeah.
Por aquí. En la I de vista. Tiene pinta de que es... Aquí. Me lo marca aquí, tío. ¿Dónde está el Boom Boom Boons? ¿Arcano? El Rey Boom, tío. Me lo marcan por aquí. Pues no lo veo. Da razón el perol. Ah, no, tío, aquí no es, tío. Vos soy tonto, tío. No me lo marca aquí. Soy tonto. No. Me lo marca aquí. Aquí abajo, tío. Buah, estoy fumadísimo, tío. Estoy fumadísimo. Sí, no, sí. Sí, estaba viendo mal el mapa, tío. Sí. Está viendo mal el mapa, tío.
Come on.
No te rayes.
Faster.
Ah, no, es por aquí. Es por esto. Por aquí. Y ahora aquí arriba. Nada. Vale.
That'll do, girl.
Bueno, vamos a ver qué tal. El rey fucking boom 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 booms. Acá se ve. Nada, hombre, esto... Easy peasy.
What we have here. Greetings, Your Majesty.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Ay, sí, relajado. Vale, boom, 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 booms. Vale.
Your reign is over. Now to
Ceniza
collect
de
the
boom.
ash.
Listo.
This
Va.
looks like the stuff.
Más ceniza.
Let's see if there's any more.
toda la ceniza posible, por favor. Joder, tío. Vale. Hay que pirarse. ¿A dónde? A la guarida, a Wayne. Guarida, ok. Combo. Combo. Esto es aquí. Vamos, la puti vuelta. No queda otra. Bueno, o sea.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off.
No creo que con todas las cosas estas llegue a 300 de Belis.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after. I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, eh? I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me.
I was just on my way to see him.
Vale, que ahora con el bate de Becum. Para progress.
Ah, Clive, were you able to look?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way.
Ah. But that reminds me. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow...
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. The Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than
Oh,
one
es como
icon's
yo.
power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this...
He has seemed more...
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still.
Listo. Colmillo de cabal. Incrementa un poco el ataque de Torgal. Anda. ¿Cómo pongo esto? A ver. ¿Cómo le pongo el colmillo ese, tío? Pues ya lo tendrá. Ni idea. Voy a descargarme un poco en esto, a ver qué pasa.
Is there something I might assist you with, Clive? I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. What subject shall we consider today?
La putivuelta continúa por aquí. Okay. ¿Cuánta belicita tenemos?
What do you want?
$214.
And?
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Wish I could take one of our birds.
A ver tú.
All right there. How's that hunt?
I have it here.
Toma la fucking ceniza, cabrón. Belicita. A ver, busca en internet. Muy belicita.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the Olympic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say otherwise. Right then. Let's get this contraption up and running. There we have it. The Telemon Alembic.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder.
There's no need.
Don't be sick. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your...
Un apaño.
We happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old... I reckon.
Well,
that's the spirit.
Más potis.
Well,
it certainly feels...
Right?
Thank you.
No. For supporting Mid and the rest of us. And I'm telling you.
Vale, tenemos 750 para ver las recompensas nuevas. Morral flexible. Incrementa la capacidad del inventario. Ole. Ahora puedes llevar más objetos consumibles de puta madre. Si como más daño puedo curarme más. Sí. Pociones normales de 4 a 6. Ultra pociones de 3 a 4. Guachi.
I think Mid might need some help.
Con el combo, la nina. A ver tú, Aute.
Good. So Lady Karen...
But she threw it.
Karen refused...
Oh, if it wasn't...
I'm sure you were attacked from...
Hay que entregar el rubí a cada uno.
How may I help you today, Clive?
Cinco
Here's everything
mecenas.
we've received and
Medallón
everything
del
promised.
prior.
All yours.
Altancia. A ver, medallón. A ver este fucking medallón. Incrementa el efecto de las ultra pociones según 25%. No está mal. Pero este tampoco lo estoy usando ahora mismo. El zarpazo vasor. Tío. Ok.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mientras que ya llegar a 300 de beneficio me va a costar.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you... Would you prefer the debt?
What debt? I don't reckon I may have tossed a talent or two with, but those were donations. And you can hardly call it charity.
Of course not. Pardon what? Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who...
Oh, so you're a prince? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of... Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continent. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all.
Esta es una misión más larga de lo que parece. Hay que venderla.
I hear you ended up delivering all... Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what...
Speaking of which,
Oh! So you remember what's owed to you, then?
Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. It was the only goblet Sid ever used.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him. How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship. Which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we sat up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close. Promising we'd one day sail the seas again.
Qué bonito.
That was... before fate stepped in. And said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day. And there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable. Wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. Forget what I felt. And I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
Anda.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Qué guapa esta. Necesita 25, dame más. Necesito más. Solo 25, tío. ¿Qué más? Nada más.
All right, Clive. Asterix.
Aquí.
We'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that? In those words?
She did, yes.
Clive? Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Daddy issues.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes held?
Obelith, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry and all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obelith.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle?
Hijo mío, me alegra comunicarte que mi expedición a Camber ha sido todo un éxito. El amigo que te comenté no solo ha accedido a financiar nuestras actividades, sino también a relatarme toda clase de sucesos que acontecen en las ciudades libres, a partir de las cuales he conocido a una amiga tuya. Aunque admiro el ingenio y el arrojo de la señorita Terabon al embarcarse en la construcción de la Enterprise, dudo que las autoridades de Camber vean con buenos ojos el uso no autorizado de sus astilleros. Por si fuera poco, los maestros de los gremios de mercaderes no tardarían en entrometerse en el proyecto. Es por ello que te escribo esta misiva. Me gustaría contar con la ayuda de tu joven espía Gap durante 1 o 2 lunas para que vigile a cualquiera que intente meter las narices donde no debe y nos avise de posibles ataques. Vale. Tío Byron.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
Pues sí.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Got to admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too.
Obvio.
She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Antigua guarida.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the Lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies.
Qué bonito.
It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Garganta de la etnia. Nuevo. Este de Almequia.
How are you feeling?
¿Y una apuesta aquí?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. The new boy.
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today.
Qué guapo esto. ¿Qué querrán estos señores?
So what do you think? Really?
Oh, aye.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this fearsome looking?
Oh, no doubt. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant.
How does a merchant misplace his cart?
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought God...
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now...
My brother's right on all accounts.
We may have seen our share of that.
You, however, have... Chances are they'll come for you either way.
Okay.
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with them...
You've clearly got a fight.
We're lucky you... Now, hoping to make a heavy... Reckon he won't be fork...
All right.
Nope. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction.
Carros y carretas.
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them.
Look lively, you lot.
These must be our bandits. That's them dealt with.
Mm.
Where's that cart?
El carro.
Get it.
Found the cart and didn't leave.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out?
You leave that to us. After all, you've done your part.
Venga, necesito belicita. Dame belicita, por favor.
It's been a pleasure. There's no need. What if we...
No. Sí, no, sí. Sí, 80, justo lo que necesitaba. Creo que ya tengo 300. No me puedo tirar de la base. Hola, 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 hola. A ver. Déjame ir a la base. Déjame. Baby. Creo que ya puedo hacerme Excalibur, ¿eh? Creo que sí. Y nuevas cartas que ver en el camarote de Cleveland. Vale.
Back, are ya? What's that for you, dear?
Excalibur.
No scratches, all right?
Sí.
And?
Dios, a ver. Está guapa Excalibur, ¿eh?
He cracked the crystal too? You're joking.
Carta. Sobre el otro día. En números rojos. Mira que... Vale. Ok. Pues ya tenemos Excalibur. Una costa menos de la que preocuparnos. Más 200 y pico. Guau, esto tiene que reventar lo que no está escrito, ¿eh? Me quedo cerca de verificar, eso sí. Vale.
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold, at least.
The
path continues on the other side. Enough of you, are there?
Over here! Go!
Mira, felicita. 4 fragmentos de felicita. ¡Wow!
So this is Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
Va. Hostia. Mientras tanto. Nueva capital imperial. Oh, guapa. Uy. Como chove.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it. And I can think of none better suited to the task.
Niño es un normal.
There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Grieger, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
Yo la mataba, pero bueno, la dejan ahí.
The Boklab markets are to the north. We just need to hug the coast.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well trained and increasingly armed.
It's over.
Cuéntame. ¿Qué está? ¿Te coge gato? A ver, sí, voy ahora. Parando. Ay, voy a cenar y ahora vengo. En un ratín a la noche. Vamos a guardar por aquí. Vamos a guardar la partida, cierro el stream y nos vemos ahora en un rato, chicos. Guardo. Está ahí. ¿Sabes?